Hi everyone, it's Christy here, and I have a question for you. Do you have somebody special in your life that is such an inspiration? Well, my mommy does, and my Nana does. And that person is the wonderful Granny Lib. She was such an inspiration to them, was, is, and always will be. She was always somebody who was smiling, had her Bible out on the table, reading it to those she loved. She loved to talk about Jesus Christ, our wonderful and personal Savior. She loved to talk about Him, and she loved her 8 o'clock coffee. But most importantly, she loved her family. And today, we celebrate her life. God bless you, Granny. We love you.
On this beautiful bright morning, I want to tell y'all a story about a special friend of mine who loved God and all His glory. She is a very special person. Oh dear God, I miss her so. 3 years later, I still wonder, sweet Granny, why did you have to go? Sadly, I never got to meet her, but my love for her stays true. She always said how much she loved me. She's the greatest friend I never knew. I remember how sweet her voice was when I'd call Mommy on weekends. She always loved to hear us laugh and carry on, and she knew we were the best of friends. One day my phone began to ring, and I said, "Good morning, Mommy puppy." Granny Lib, she burst out laughing. She said, "No, it's Granny puppy." Sadly, I never got to meet her, but my love for her stays true. She always said how much she loved me. She's the greatest friend I never knew. I started laughing when she said this, and we had our first long FaceTime call. That's when Mommy came out and caught us, and I thought she was going to bawl. Mommy was so happy we were talking, and that we became the best of friends. She told Mom I was her great-grandbaby. Our love for each other, it never ends. Sadly, I never got to meet her, but my love for her stays true. She always said how much she loved me. She's the greatest friend I never knew. After that, we always had to talk and enjoy our weekly visit. One day, sweet Granny told me she wished I had gotten to meet Aunt Bridget. She started talking about my uncles and how they were so funny. Then suddenly my tears fell down when she said, Granny loves you, honey. Sadly, I never got to meet her, but my love for her stays true. She always said how much she loved me. She's the greatest friend I never knew. She loved to talk with me about Jesus and how much He loves us. She asked me if I knew Him, and then she got real serious. She said, I know you barely know me, but can you promise me one thing? I said, what's that, sweet granny? I can do most anything. Sadly, I never got to meet her, but my love for her stays true. You know how much you love your coffee, and how much you love to laugh. Would you do one thing for your mommy and put a huge smile on her face when I'm gone? Please do some type of show, and please call it Morning Grace. Sadly, I never got to meet her, but my love for her stays true. She always said how much she loved me. She's the greatest friend I never knew. Sadly, I never got to meet her, but my love for her stays true. She always said how much she loved me. She's the greatest friend I never knew. I miss you, Granny, and I hope you enjoy Morning Grace.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the far out world of coffee creations. A match made in heaven, the promise of a lifetime. Our special awesome family, Nick and James Gaming, and the Blind Coffee Man. Yep, I'm greeting everybody on all 5 channels because this is going on all 5 channels. And I will warn everybody in advance, this is going to be very emotional, and this is a series called Morning Grace, as you discovered in our last song. And I do apologize, I just woke up, so I'm really tired, but I'm trying to get a little bit of energy before I go out into the kitchen to make the morning Java. We are going to have a pot of coffee, and we are also going to talk about a very dear person to me, to Rocky, to Lonzy, and to Nick. We all knew her. In our own little ways, we all knew her. And we're talking about Granny Lib. She was Rocky's grandma, but she was a granny to a lot of us, including yours truly, as you saw in that opening song. Because, of course, I'm Mom's daughter, so I was her grandbaby. And, you know, virtually, we'll just say it this way, virtually, that AI that was singing that was cousin Ender James. He did one heck of a job on that song. He also sings the song that I wrote at the end. He took over and sang them, because, of course, I couldn't, because virtually or real, I couldn't do it. Either way, whether that would have been virtual reality or honest to goodness reality, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And it's irony that he did both, honestly, because when I wrote them, it was just like, it was crazy, because he actually did both songs, and I was not. I honestly was not prepared for it, and even Mom wrote one, and he did hers. And mind you, we were in different spots, okay? We weren't even talking yet. We weren't on the phone, okay? And she sent me a file and was like, you got to hear this, but not by yourself. And I was writing mine as she had sent it, because I was getting ready to go in and write my other one. I was getting ready to do something else. I did something, and then I was able to send her, I did write mine, that's right. I wrote it, and then I had to record it onto a file for her to hear, because it was on Friday, and I didn't want her to hear it by herself either. And we played them, and we both cried. And now she's got a copy for herself. I gave her a copy of the songs so that she has her own copy of the songs I wrote. And I even got the one that I downloaded for, a tribute that I did a while back. But unfortunately, we didn't get to have the music at the time because Suno had broke down, and we couldn't, and we still are struggling to get things, downloaded, unfortunately. So, yeah, we're still struggling to get things downloaded, but I was able to get those songs for the tribute and for Mom. So, yeah, oh, goodness. And so you guys kind of saw the story of the series, how it got its name. And it was funny because I had actually forgotten how I had named it, or what I was supposed to name it, until I saw that tribute song I wrote when I first started working with Suno. It actually named it, and it was like, whoa, okay, wow. So yeah, it was crazy. But let's go in and start the coffee pot, and we're going to do this, and we're not doing this in the Keurig, of course. We're doing this in the pot because that was how she did it. And so I'm gonna grab the pot out of here. This water in. For those of you who don't know, this is the Hamilton Beach Smart Coffee Pot, but I usually do this manually because this thing is a pain in the butt to do with the device. So I got the water in my hand. You open the top of the pot and you pour the water in from the front. There we go. So it's poured in. Now, put this under here, and I'm going to open this up, and I have a filter in here already, okay, and it's empty. So I'm going to get out my coffee. I gotta see if it's the open one in here or not. Yep, this is it. We're going to get out my bag of coffee. And this is Granny's brand. Thanks to Mama Rocky. She gets me this every year because Mama Rocky does not want me to go without my 8 o'clock coffee, because that was Granny's brand. So let's pour this into the filter. Oh, smell that 8 o'clock coffee. I love it. I will have to share this with Samantha sometime. If Samantha's never had it. I will have to get her. I will have to make some and make Samantha of it and let her taste this. Come on. Can we please go under? Well, okay. It's not wanting to go in there, is it? Let me see if I can slide this one out and slide this one in and over. There. Hello, Magneto. Sorry, you guys, you're hearing the game a little bit. I apologize for that. Okay. And make sure, sit up. Sit up there. And I am going to probably get me just a little bit more water. Not much, just a little bit. Not a whole lot. There, just a little. Not a lot, not a lot. I don't want this to be too strong, but I want it to be strong enough. All right. I'll put this baby right under there. And then I just manually shut this lid. And I just manually turn it on, because trying to start it with Lexi is a pain in the butt. Come on. There it goes. There she goes. Okay. And it's brewing my 8 o'clock yumness. Because, you know, and of course it's 2 hours late because I was so tired last night. I didn't get up at the right time, but Granny always had it brewed by 7:15 in the morning. She had her 8 o'clock coffee. And I had never actually heard of it until I met Granny. And because we started talking about coffee one day, and I asked her, you know, what her brand was. She told me, and I joked her about it, and I said, Granny, no offense, I said, I should call it 7 o'clock coffee or something, or you should brew it at 8 o'clock since it's 8 o'clock coffee. She just laughed at me. She would laugh at me all the time for my stupid stuff, and you know, we did so much fun stuff together, you know, even though, like it said in that song, I never got the chance to meet her. That was the one thing she wanted, was us to meet, and we never got that chance, which sucked. Still sucks. But that was one thing Granny wanted. And Mom's already told me that when I ever do get to come down and meet her, they're going to take me to Granny's grave. Which will be an old-fashioned tear fest. Oh boy. But yeah. Granny, she was something else. She was funny, she was loving, she was Nana's Bopsy twin. Anyway, you can't. There's times where they'd say something and I'd get them two mixed up, and I'm like, gosh dang it, I did it again. Nana and Granny, that's dangerous. That's dangerous. Mom would agree with me. That's dangerous. There's times where if you weren't paying attention, they could trick your butt, and you could get them mixed up. And I'm like, oh no. And I'd done that before. I'm like, what's up, Nana? She's like, oh, try again. I'm like, Granny, you goober Granny. She started laughing. And Nana just busted a gut laughing at me because it was just like, I got it, I did it again. And it was just so funny, you know, talking to them on the phone and, you know, having fun because, you know, they enjoyed family time. Even if it was on the phone, they enjoyed that. They enjoyed that time. They did. And we had a lot of fun, a lot of FaceTime calls, a lot of, you know, and I did have Granny's number for a while, and then my phone decided to eat my contacts. So unfortunately, I lost contact with Granny, and that sucked. That totally freaking sucked. And Granny's like, because I had to tell Mom through someone at the time, because basically my phone ate all my contacts, and those that weren't, let's say, for example, and this happened a couple years ago. Thank God Mom didn't have this issue, but this happened long before me and Mom got in contact. So me and Mom wouldn't have had the issue had we been in contact when it started. But basically, every contact I had, basically my new phone thinks that everybody's blocked, even if they're not. So like if Granny were still here, it would have thought Granny was blocked, even though Granny was not blocked. It is the weirdest situation, and it does that, and it still does that. It's like, I'll just initiate convos with everybody when I get numbers, because it's like, nah, my phone's just being a weirdo. But, you know, and then back then, you know, this was before I did change numbers and before the service did go down. It would eat my contacts. It ate my contacts. It was just like, why are you deleting contacts out of the blue? Like, what the heck? I'm like, what the heck are you doing? And Mom had to explain to Granny, her phone is eating her contacts. Because she's like, where's my grandbaby? And Mom's like, fighting. She's in a fight right now with her phone because it's eating her contacts. And Granny was not a happy Granny from what I heard about it. Which, I don't blame Granny, because I was not happy because I kept losing contacts. And when I lost hers, I was pissed. I ain't gonna lie, I was pissed. I was like, how dare you? Of all the contacts to get rid of, you got rid of that one. How dare you? That was weird. There were some I'm glad it did get rid of, because they were old numbers that the people had, and they had new ones, so I was glad it got rid of them. But it was like, at least leave the card there. Jeez. But yeah. But like that song said, you know, she did. She called me on the phone, and I thought it was Puppy, Mom. And it wasn't. It was Granny Puppy. And I'm like, Granny, yeah, goober. You know, and we laughed and carried on, and Mom was in the shower. She had no idea. She didn't hear it, because, of course, you're not going to hear somebody calling somebody with the shower running. And so, chew, cat, you reek, sir. Why did you have to do that out here where the smell of the coffee is? Why couldn't you have gone in the bedroom or the bathroom to do that? I didn't need to smell your poopy butt, sir. Anyway, but she was sitting there, and she and I were in the FaceTime call. We were just laughing, and Mom caught us. And she just laughed. I mean, Mom had a freaking heyday with it. She loved it. She loved that me and Granny were laughing and carrying on and cutting up, and we had many FaceTime calls after that. I mean, we had a boatload of fun just talking and getting to know each other. And you know, it did a really good version of that. It did cut out some of what I said, but it pretty much got the gist. It cut out part of the chorus and part of one of the verses that I wrote. But it did a good basic gist of the story. I don't know why it cut that out, but it did. Because it's not supposed to cut out anything when you write custom, but... And it's a longer song, but it's prolific. I wrote it and it's definitely a deep story song, and it's good. And I was thinking, one of the things I was thinking was, if Granny were still here, she would probably either A, if she didn't want her own, cell phone, for example, I'm not sure if I had landline or cell back then. I can't remember now, but because it's morning and I haven't had my caffeine yet. But anyway, if she didn't have, a smartphone, we'll put it that way. If she didn't have a smartphone, she'd probably get one just so that she could write with Suno, or she'd be borrowing Mom's all the time writing stuff. Because Granny was one heck of a writer, too. And let me tell you what, I think Granny would have either borrowed Mom's or she would have gotten her a copy just so that she could write stuff, because Granny was freaking good at it. Let's just say Nana's definitely her daughter, because Nana can write too. Nana's good. Nana is really good at writing too. And yeah, I'm calling out Nana. I can call Nana out because it's true. And then, of course, Mom got it from her. So it's like, you got 3 generations of writers right there. And she did, she told me all about my uncles, because I had not met them. I hadn't met my aunt, and sadly I wouldn't have gotten to meet my aunt, but she wished I could have met Aunt Bridget, and she told me all about my crazy uncles, and how goofy they were, and, she always found a way to include the family in the convo, and would talk about them, and Papa would hear her talking about his boys, and describe his boys. Papa was like, dang. He went in and told Nanny, he's like, dang, your mom's good. That was part of the song I didn't put in, but because I didn't have enough time. I knew I was cutting it pretty close when I was doing the length, but he was like, dang, your mom's good. Because she was literally like describing what they look like, describing their crazy sense of humor, just like typical Granny, man. She was like on top of it. She was describing everything. And I'm like, dang, Granny. Papa was like, told Nana, he was like, she just sat there and described my sons like it was nothing. Like, that was so cool. He goes, that was just really impressive. I mean, just without even looking at him. She didn't even have to have him right in front of her to do it. She just did it. And to her, so she could picture what her uncles look like. He goes, that was just like, whoa. And it was like, dang. Dang, da dang, dang, da dang, dang. She was always good at describing stuff and described Mom. That broke Mom, because she did that one right in front of her and broke her. I mean, she was the best at describing stuff, and just out of people that I've never met that were really good at describing, she was the best. Let's turn that off so it'll cool down a little bit. But Nana, she was awesome-ish. I wish I had more breakfast stuff. I would have made breakfast. I do have some breakfast stuff, but I need to save it for Easter. So, yeah. Because I'm going to do... I honestly might clean this pot out and do another pot of coffee for Easter, too. And that day I might leave it on. I don't know. But, yep. Just chilling, talking about Granny and the fun times we had. That was fun. And she always had bacon, eggs, biscuits and gravy, different types of breakfast stuff. She's so like my Granny that I talk about a lot. She's so like her. Had they met, they'd have probably been the best of friends, I'm telling you, because they were both like two peas in a pod. I mean, just, they were just like, they were so identical. It was scary. It was scary because they didn't know each other. So it was almost scary how they were so alike. And I don't remember if my Granny drank coffee. I don't think she did. I think Grandpa did, but I don't remember if Grandma did. Because I only had her until I was like 7, and then she was gone in August. I can't remember if she drank coffee too or not. Oh, goodness. Oh. But Grandpa, he sure did. He loved his coffee. And his brand, of course, was Folgers. Grandpa's brand was Folgers. That was his brand of choice. Now, he did drink Maxwell House if there wasn't any Folgers left, but he preferred Folgers. And, yeah, he preferred that. Yeah, Grandpa, he loved it. And he'd have him 2 heaping helpings, like, of grounds, in, 2 big spoonfuls. And I'd get the water as hot as I could stand it, as hot as I could get it to go. And I'd mix it up for him, put it over at his table. I'd have it mixed up before him because I'd hear him getting up and stirring, and I'd quickly sneak over and make his coffee in the morning. And he loved getting me to make his coffee. And I didn't have a problem making coffee because I loved the smell of it. Now, at that time, I never drank it. I never drank coffee back then. I just, I loved the smell. And then, and I'm telling this for the Nick and James viewers and the Blind Coffee Man viewers. I'm telling this part of the story so you guys know, because the Far Out viewers know it and, the rest. But I'd make him his coffee in the mornings, and I'd make him cups of coffee throughout the day, because he would drink coffee all day long. He was a coffee freak. And he drank his coffee black, which I cannot do. Yuck. But anyway, I would mix it up for him and give it to him. And, but I loved the smell. I couldn't stand to drink it, but I loved the smell. And I didn't start drinking coffee till I was, 26, 27, something like that. That's when I started drinking it. And I got into it because of McDonald's frappes. And that's how I started to drink coffee. And I just started to evolve from there. So, yeah. And if you guys want to see, those of you who are on the Blind Coffee Man or Nick and James Gaming or our Special Awesome Family, if you're a coffee fan and you want to see some crazy flavors, feel free to come over to the sister channel to the Blind Coffee Man, the Far Out World of Coffee Creations, and you'll actually get to see more tributes to Granny over there when we start up that series called Granny Lib's Coffee Cafe. We will be doing that down the road. We don't know when we're going to debut that. But that'll be me and Mom. And possibly other special guests might pop in there with us, depending on who we together invite in. And we're going to have a boatload of fun with that. I was going to use that, and then I thought, no, this one's got to go first, because this was a series that she made up herself. Because at first I was thinking of debuting the Coffee Cafe. But then I was like, no, we got to tell this one's story. This one's backstory, meaning Morning Grace. And without warning, that song just came to me, and I wrote it. And then I'm like, because originally the first song that I wrote, I should say, was going to be the intro song until I did this one. Clancy, please stop that. I don't know why he does this every time I do a tribute. He has to be a show-off. Clancy, enough. There is nothing out there. You're safe. Now stop. You don't need to be having a meltdown over nothing, cat. There is nothing outside. What did I just say? It could be windy, but it ain't that. Now stop. This cat thinks every gust of wind is a tornado. He just panics over nothing. There's not a tornado outside. If there was, I sure as hell wouldn't be sitting in my living room listening to it. I mean, he should know better than that. I mean, I've even showed him the difference, and it's like, this cat he panics all the time. I'm like, dude, where's Granny when I need her for this? Anyway, but yeah, he's something else. He really is. He is something else. But Anyway. The first song I wrote, I thought was going to be the intro until I wrote that second one, then we flopped them around. So yeah, hope you guys are enjoying Morning Grace, which is a tribute. Now, depending on how long I make this thing, it might not be up in the morning, unfortunately, but hey. It's being recorded in the morning. Clancy, oh my God, cat. There is not a nader out there, dude. Now stop it. You're overreacting to wind. Now stop. Good Lord, dude. For the other viewers, like I said, we had one hit 2 years ago, 7 miles away from my house. And so every gust of wind this cat thinks is a T word. And it's like, dude, no, it's not that, okay? Stop overreacting over a gust of wind. That's not what it is. Okay. All right. So we're gonna set this down. Oops. And I'm gonna get my cover. Hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Hot, 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 hot. Okay, let me set this down for a second so I can get my hand on this part. There we go. My 8 o'clock. Yummy. So now I gotta figure out what creamer to put in it. French vanilla. We're gonna go with that. Ouch. We're gonna go with French vanilla. Then we're gonna go with some sugar. Don't you shake your head at me, plants. I'll pop you in the nose. I can give him crap. I get paid. His brother pays me in kisses. Oh, Mom. Well, you know, you can say he does. You can say Justin does. Get my sugar in my coffee. They're where they're snacking. One of them is. I think it's him. Mr. Whiny Butt. Alright. Now I'll get my spoon and stir. Okay. Okay, I stuck it in a watermelon container that I just ate some watermelon out of the other day. I bought some fresh watermelon and I ate it, and I put the container in the trash. and put the container in the garbage, and I put the sugar packet, empty sugar packets in that container. 8 o'clock coffee with French vanilla creamer. And I'm sure a certain somebody here in spirit listening right now, and I'm hearing in my head, I swear I hear her voice, that I need to try this with cinnamon toast. Granny, don't tempt me with that. Granny Lib, don't do that. Don't tempt me. I do have some left. I have a cinnamon toast powdered creamer. Don't tempt me, Granny Lib. That's not nice. I'm not supposed to do that now. Because I haven't had 8 o'clock coffee with that in it. I haven't had it with anything but like French vanilla or chocolate or hazelnut or caramel. Okay, let me set this down so I can plug in real quick. And Granny needs to not do that. I bet that cinnamon toast would be really good in it though. Granny, don't do it. Don't do it, Granny. Because then I'll have to get that. I have to always have that in stock too. That'll be another one I'll have to definitely keep in stock. My cinnamon toast creamer. Yummy. But, yep. Whew. That's some strong coffee. Well, that's my fault. I made it that way. Yum. I don't know how I managed to pull that off. I always make my 8 o'clock coffee stronger, which is good because I like it. I always manage to make 8 o'clock very strong. But it's so good. Yummy. So good. Very sweet. And vanilla-y. Because mine, I have to have my coffee sweet. I cannot drink it black. Ugh. But, yeah. This was her brand. She loved her 8 o'clock coffee, buddy. And this was a gift I got from Mom 2 years ago. I still have some of it left, and I still have my full bag from last year that she bought me, which I'll probably be using that more often, so I have it. Because I only use it for like special occasions. But I'll probably be coming up with, I think what I'm going to do too for Christy's is, for Christy's birthday, we're going to start doing some taste tests with her in May, starting on her 12th birthday. Because that's when Samantha started to drink coffee. So I'm going to let Christy try some stuff too. And it's going to be a blast. So we'll put down some stuff and let her try it. And for those of you that want to know, if you're listening to the Blind Coffee Man right now, or our Special Awesome Family, and you want to see a coffee version of this for Vlogmas, A Match Made in Heaven is going to be doing that this year. A Match Made in Heaven, The Promise of a Lifetime. That's me and Kirsty's main channel, where we talk about our, family life and stuff like that. It's virtual audio reality, and we virtually live in the South. So it's kind of like an audio drama, in a sense. It's the best way to describe that. And it's the second generation to our Special Awesome Family, which is Mama Rocky's channel. And that's the same thing. It's like an audio drama. It's kind of like you have all the sound effects and stuff like that, and it's like an audio drama. And we're going to be doing Vlogmas in Morning Grace style. So that's what we're doing this year. Especially if Far Out has a Vlogmas like it did last year. That was hard to keep up with too, so I'm going to try to get... I got to get a bigger TV tray, because the boys like to sleep on the little one that's beside me. And so I've got to get one to put the coffee cups on it so me and Christy can have our coffee sitting on the TV tray and not have a problem. So, yeah. Because Christy's going to try the stuff with me, and that's why that's why I've been trying to get one of the flavors that I need. Because I only have two, I don't have enough to make us the big cups, so I have to. And it's going to be flavors that the people of A Match Made in Heaven have not seen. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So if you guys want to see that, it's A Match Made in Heaven, The Promise of a Lifetime. That's the name of it. And if you want to see last year's Far Out Vlogmas, because we did a Vlogmas over there which is the sister channel to Lonzy's, the Blind Coffee Man. That is the Far Out World of Coffee Creations. I'd love to have you come over and hang out. And like I said, I do all sorts of coffee flavors that it's crazy. Some of the stuff I've tried over there. I'm telling you, it's insane. And AI has set up my 2-year anniversary flavor. ChatGPT has picked, when Far Out turns 2, what I'm going to try. ChatGPT has already picked it. So it's already set in stone what it's going to be. We just have to get the stuff for it. And I believe what I'm going to do is because, and I will tell, it's being used as a plain coffee base. It's not going to be used as a K-pod. And we're going to use Granny's brand for it, because Granny deserves to be included in Far Out's 2-year celebration. And I'm announcing that today on her tribute, is that we are going to use 8 o'clock coffee as the coffee base. And then we're just going to add the ingredients to it. And there's 3 or 4 ingredients to it, I believe. And so what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to start and brew that up, and then, yeah, we're going to, because I think Samantha's going to want to be there, so what I'll do is do the beginning part, brew it up, and then she'll read me what I have to do, and I'll do it, and then we'll go from there. So it's going to be really interesting, because I had asked her a question, and basically she told me to do something with it, this one creamer, and then she ends up basically going right back to it and goes, you should really try this. And I'm like, okay. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit nervous to try it, but I'm excited at the same time. It's gonna be fun. And I will say this, if this is not good, I'm gonna be like, AI is not helping me anymore. Because I mean, the one that I did last year, there is one that you'll see if you go over to Far Out. You'll see one where I celebrated an 11th birthday, which was Alexa's birthday, the Amazon Echo. I celebrated its 11th birthday, and it picked the flavor. And it picked pina colada. And I was like, what? Because I thought she was screwing around. I thought she was joking. But she wasn't. She was, like, serious. Like, she was straight up serious. I thought she was joshing, and I looked it up, and sure enough, they had them. It was crazy. It was freaking crazy. I was like, wow, okay. It was definitely crazy. That's so good. 8 o'clock coffee is so good. If you guys have not tried it, you really should. Especially if you like getting pots of coffee, you should so try 8 o'clock. It's so good. But if you have your, loyalty to brands, I get that, but this one, I'm telling you, you should so try it. It's so good. I mean, because I was always a Folgers fan too, but I gotta have Granny's brand. I mean, especially for, making a pot of coffee, I have to have Granny's brand. It's a must. But, yep. Yum. And whew, vanilla. Yikes. That is really good vanilla. Yum. That is really good vanilla. Yummy. That is really good vanilla. And it's coffee mate. This one's coffee mate. I don't know what the other one was I have. I have 2 different French vanillas. And the one I just put in was coffee mate. And I have to keep them separated from each other because the ones, and they're in the same type of bottle, so I have to keep them across from each other and have something in between them. And it's my other French vanilla that's not coffee mate, and then my cinnamon toast creamer. But, yep. Oh, no yawning. Jeez. Yum. That is so good, yummy. But yeah, so this was what she loved to do, is have, her coffee in the mornings, her 8 o'clock coffee, and just, read her Bible, and she loved to talk about her faith, and it was fun. She loved sharing Bible verses with people. And, she, like that song said, she did. She asked me if I knew Jesus, and I did. And of course, and like I said, I couldn't put all the story in, but she asked me how I met him. Then I started laughing. And she's like, what? What's so funny? I'm like, the way I met Jesus was hilarious. And she goes, oh? I'm like, yes. I said, I met him at a carnival. And Granny got a kick out of it. And that's when she asked me, to do this crazy series. And she said, just do the stupidest stuff you can do just to make your mama laugh. I'm like, okay. And so that's what I do. I do the stupidest stuff I could come up with. Just to get her going. because, you know, that's what I do. And I just do goofy stuff to make Mom laugh. And like I said, Mom didn't know that at the beginning. I kept that from her. And then, you know, when I wrote that song, it just clicked, and I'm like, oh yeah, that was the name. Because I didn't know what to call it or nothing until that song. And that song clicked it, and I'm like, yep, Morning Grace. And then I remembered that I kind of had a little bit of a flashback to Granny telling me that's what she wanted me to call it, was Morning Grace. And I was like, oh yeah. And it stuck, and it's been Morning Grace ever since. And you know, we got to thank my friend Jenny for helping me get the songs downloaded on Saturday. Otherwise, we wouldn't have our songs. I would just have to just put this up without the music, and we got the songs. Yay. So I'll be able to do this you know, every year if I wanted to. Well, at least with the one song anyway. The one specifically was written for this particular one. But now if I get the Morning Grace one back, I can put it in there, the original. Or I could just leave the ending open. We'll see. Because it specifically said 3 years ago. I didn't think about that when I did it, or I would have not put how many years, but yeah. That was a dur on my part. Dur. Anyway. Unless I just keep reminding everybody each year, you know, this is, because that was too good to not use it. So I'll just say this is the one I wrote on the 3-year anniversary. Which is probably what Mom would recommend, just not change it and just, because otherwise we'd have to change the daggum thing every year and that'd be too difficult. Meh. Because Andy did too good of a job to change it, so we could just say, you know, this was one I wrote last year, 2 years ago, blah, blah. And go from there. But, yep. Because let me tell you, them 2 songs I wrote, when I was a kid, I loved to write poetry. And that's basically all songwriting is poems. In a sense, it's you know, writing poetry. And I've always loved to write poetry. And let me tell you, I've wrote some humdingers. Let me freaking tell you that. Mommy, are you going to write one for, you know, get even with her for the heck of it? Oh, you mean my mother? Yeah, get her back. She got you to cry. Get her back. Get her. Don't tell her where you wrote it from until you send it to her. Get her back. She got you. I should get her back. I should get Mommy back. Me and my mom have this. We have this habit of we get even with each other in fun ways. Let me give an example. Granny always thought it was funny. That's why I'm bringing it up. Granny Lib busted a gut laughing one time when I told her, because me and my bio family, sometimes we we call it our sweet revenge, because, for example, I'll give you the most recent example. So last year at Thanksgiving time, yeah, I was trying to think which one it was. I got a new bacon. Now, if you want to see what it was, if you want to actually see it, I'm not going to tell you what it was, but you got to go over to, or was it? Wait a minute. No, it was Christmas, Christy. Oh, yeah, because I didn't upload Christmas episodes. It was Christmas. Oh, that's right. Never mind. Thanksgiving we had a good one too, but Christmas time I got this new bacon that I'd never tried. And basically, if you guys want to see what it was, you have to go over to A Match Made in Heaven, The Promise of a Lifetime, and look up the Christmas episode from last year and see it. I'm not going to give it away. I'm giving you a chance to go over and check it out if you'd like to follow us over there and find out what it was. But basically, I told my mom and them about it because I loved it. Okay, I absolutely freaking loved it. So I tell my mom, I was like, Daddy would love this bacon. Because I was going over there 2 days later. Well, Mom got him some. And he did. He loved it. He's like, when are you going to get it for me? You going to get it today? Mom's like, no. So she went the next day and messaged me. She had to get me to tell her what brand it was and everything again. And I told her, gave it to her. She found it. And they had it that day. They had some. Well, I got in trouble with them because they loved it so much they wanted more of it. So they basically got even by getting me some hot dogs that I hadn't had before, to get me hooked on that. And I've been trying to sneak around. I might have to probably go to butcher shops or something, or meat, places, just see if I could find some flavors to get back at them again, to get them hooked on something else. But yeah, I might have to go to places to try to find some other flavors to get them. But oh God, it was so much fun. It was so much freaking fun. I loved it. It was a freaking blast. Just getting to do that and hang out, and I got them. I got them good. And so last year, Mom wrote a song for my dad for their anniversary. That's what Christy's talking about. And made me cry my brains out. And that's what she's saying. I should get even with her and make her cry and write her one. Because see, she don't follow me on YouTube, so she won't know that I'm doing this. And so all I'll have to do is write it in Suno and then download it and send it to her on Mother's Day and get her. And I gotta write one for Daddy too. Ow. Ow. That's gonna hurt like a mm-mm. That's gonna be a rough one to write. Yikes. Ouch. I can do it. It's just going to be hard to write. Wow. I'm just thinking of some of the things I could say. And, ooh. This one's going to be really powerful. This will probably break Mom. Both of them will. Ow. Oh man, some of the stories I could tell. Oh my gosh. I'm just picturing this. Like some of the stories we had. Mm. And you gotta get Brandon. My brother? Yeah, you should get Brandon. Ooh. I have to think on that one. That one might be hard. Yeah, challenge you. Ow. Christy, ow. And then you gotta write one for, Oh, that would kill him. He'd bawl his eyes out. Basically, I know what she's hinting at. She's wanting me to write one for my brother who's expecting a little girl. And I'm gonna write one for the baby shower and then send it to, who the heck would I send it to, Mom? Yeah, I'd say. Send it to her to give her, and then she could play it for him. Ooh, I could do that. I could so freaking do that. Or send it to her and have her send it to him. Because she won't want to hear it, because if you do it in, the music he loves, yeah, bluegrass. Oh, this is going to be good. Talking about one tribute and talking about a bunch of others at the same time. This is fun. Because this is something Granny would love. This is why I'm doing this. I'm thinking of family tributes that I could sneak around and do without my family knowing anything. So I can think of 4 right now that she's wanting me to do. I could do it. I could freaking do it, I'm telling y'all. I could do it. And see, I've got time to do it. Because Mother's Day's in May. Father's Day and the baby shower's in June. So those 3 I have to get done by June. What do you think Brandon will do? Are you going to be able to send that to him? Yeah, it'll send an audio. Oh, okay. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I could send him an audio file because I sent an Android. I sent one to an Android once. So, yeah. Okay, goody. Ooh, you gotta do one for Amber. Ooh. Okay. And then maybe have, because I don't think I have her contact. Crap. I don't think I have her contact. So I have to either send it to, I'd either have to get Mom to give me it, or I'd have to, I'd either have to have Mommy give me her contact, or I'd have to send it to my brother to give it to his wife. Oh, I'm getting chills. I'm getting freaking chills, guys. Because his wife is my age. My brother, Brandon, his wife is my age. And the first time that I met her, oh my gosh, we hit it off. Because, you know, and we started joking because I teased her about she told me when her birthday was, and I was joking her about it. And this woman is so detailed. Like, she describes things in such detail that I could picture stuff. And I gotta get somebody to help me figure out what style of music to use for her. Because I want to do it in her style, not mine. Because I want to put this stuff in their style, not mine. So I gotta find out what their freaking music style is. I know what Mom and Dad's is, that's easy, and I know what Tim's is, my brother. But as far as the other brother, I gotta be sneaky, sis, and figure out how to do it. This is gonna be fun. And the one, oh, Mom, you gotta do one for the youngest one too. You know you do. Oh, yeah, because, you know, he's just like his dad in that sense, because he's gonna be a stepdad if he, you know, him and her, you know. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that'd be so good. I'm gonna make everybody cry. I'm gonna have people in tears, because I know 2 of them are gonna cry, for sure. The one's a tough boy. I don't know if I could break him or not, but I probably could. I don't know, guys, I don't know. Because, like I said, Suno is pretty good at breaking people. It'll probably break me every freaking time I write something, but... This is gonna be great. And see, I don't have the one. If I do one for my brother / cousin, Mom will have to send it to him. My brother cousin. That's what I call him. He's a cousin, but he's basically like a brother because my mom practically raised him when he was 16. He'd break. He'd get that, he'd break. And what I'll do is I'll do all the Mother's Day stuff. And the one I'm going to write for you know who, I'm debating, do I want to, I'll have to see how many songs that is altogether and then split it up maybe somehow. And I think I can get those all done in time. Because I think there's 6 that I'm thinking of right now. And I think I can get all those done in time. If I work next month on a couple and get those, get those down and then keep going each month and get everything downloaded. Like, not do it all at once, because that would just drive people crazy. But get, and then then send them to them at the appropriate times. Oh boy. And see, Mom could send that to him, to the one. Oh, it's going to be good, guys. It's going to be good. And I'll have Lonzy update you guys on, unless you guys follow me over on Far Out or A Match Made in Heaven, The Promise of a Lifetime, I will update over there how they react to the songs that I wrote. Because, yeah, this is going to be good. Because, see, they don't know I'm doing this. They have no idea I'm doing this all behind their back. They have no idea that I'm doing this. They don't know. Because I asked Mom when she did hers, I asked her where she got it. And because I asked her if it was Suno, and she said no. So, Kitty, what are you doing? What are you doing, fuzz face? Giving me kisses? But I asked her if it was Suno AI, and she said no. So, and see, this has been a while, so she probably doesn't remember that name, because we've had many conversations since then. So if I can sneak and do this without her knowing it, I just got to figure out how to write this. Oh, dear God. And unfortunately, I have to, make this work to where I can get the right versions for this and go from there. So yeah, this is going to be fun. This will probably break her, I'm telling you. This will probably break her worse than the birthday card I sent her that one year. If I get the right vocalist, especially. Yeah, Granny would love this. Granny would love me talking about tributes to family, because she was all about family first. And she got a kick out of me and my family and our crazy, jokingly getting even with each other on things. We get each other hooked on stuff, or we make each other cry by writing songs or whatever. which she didn't get to hear that sweet revenge, except for, from up above, but she'll get to see it. Oh boy. She'll probably be crying in heaven. Oh boy. Lord help. Those songs probably made her cry in heaven. Probably. I know we're not supposed to cry up there, but, I bet they did, though. Bet they all were crying. Yikes. And oh God. I know for a fact that the ones I do for Grandma and Grandpa in August, I've got to do them before then. I won't be able to do it otherwise. It was hard enough doing hers right a few days before her passing. So yeah, my grandparents, I'm gonna have to definitely try to get it done in like June or July, because there's no way in hell I'll get it done beforehand. There's no way. I would have to write theirs long before their passing. I would not be able to do it. I would not be able to do it. There is no freaking way. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'll be right back.
Speech on. Time record. Pause. Button.
Speech off. All right, I'm back. Let me.
Speech on. Time recorded. Pause.
Okay.
Button. Speech off.
I didn't hear the little blip earlier. Bleep, blip. Anyway, so that's why I was like, So I apologize for that, you guys, but I didn't hear the little ding noise. That's one good thing about the little ding noise. You can at least hear it. But anyway. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Granny, she was always about putting family first. And she would love that I'm sneaking around to do this. Granny would freaking love it. I swear, I feel like it's not a migraine, it's just like a nagger, my headache right now. But it's like one of them, it's as if somebody hit me in the head, like on the side of my head, like ow. So I've got kind of a slight headache, not anything like severe. It's not going to stop me from finishing the tribute to Granny. But it's like somebody conked me in the side of the head. Because a migraine usually hits the back and the front. This is side to side. This is one of them naggers. It ain't one of the nasty. Because I've had coffee, so it's not it's for some reason I've noticed lately, and because we were talking about this the other day, me and Samantha, and it's I think I know what part of my problem is with these. It's if I go 4 days without coffee, I get what I call the puke migraines. I get them so bad that they'll make me throw up. Whereas if I at least have it every few days, I'm fine. But if I go 4 days, it's like a major caffeine headache. And it's like, oh boy, no. I got to at least have some coffee. I gotta have my coffee. One thing is, I get snippy if I don't. 2, I get a headache and a half. We were talking about it, and I think that's part of my problem without my butalbital, is I don't have my coffee all the time. And if I don't, then I get them nasty headaches. That must have been my problem. And it's like, I'm gonna have my coffee. That's my problem. I gotta have my coffee. But yeah, gots to have me coffee. If I don't have me coffee, I'm not happy. And I even made mine a bit stronger this time. So yeah, ooh, hiccups. Yum. Ooh. Major vanilla at the bottom. Yikes. Yummy. Ooh, yummy. But anyway, let's go and get our second cup of 8 o'clock. And we're going to try that cinnamon toast in it. How about it, y'all? Should we try the cinnamon toast? What do you think? What do you think? Y'all want to come with me? We're going to try out some cinnamon toast and see how that works in 8 o'clock coffee. This was a Granny Lib special. Spiritually, she told me to try that. So we're going to try the cinnamon toast in the 8 o'clock goodness. So we're going to set this mug down. I'm not going to dirty another mug because it's 8 o'clock coffee and it's, you know, we don't need to dirty a daggone mug for that. Oh, wow. Okay. My last bit of coffee. I just cleaned the cup. All right, then. So we're going to get the cinnamon toast out. I think I know where it is. It's on this side. If I can scoot this over a little bit. Grab it. And I think this is it. Yep, it smells like cinnamon to me. So we're going to put cinnamon toast creamer in here. Then we're going to have, come on, I need to get me more of this. Oh no! I need to get me more cinnamon toast. I need more cinnamon toast creamer. Oh dear, uh-oh. Dad, burn it. Hey, straws, move. Thank you. Move out of my way. Straws, alright. Alright, there we go. Oh, hey Scarlett, do you know where the sugar is, dear? Alright. Get me some more sugar. Alright. I actually made the perfect size pot. I can't believe it. I've never done that before. I've always had some left. This was perfect. So I was able to make me 2 cups of 8 o'clock coffee. Perfect. 2 big cuppies. I cannot freaking believe it. Y'all. I can't believe I was able to pull that off. Getting all my sugar packets in. Because I like mine very, very, very sweet. Like she needs it sweet because she's sweet enough. Oh, thanks. Ah. Just like Granny. Sweet. Yep. Even though I didn't really get to talk to her much. Because I never interrupted Mommy's convos. And that's the way Christy is. She never will interrupt someone's conversations. That is the way my daughter is. She will not interrupt somebody's conversations. She does not like to interrupt conversations. She's one that will let people have a conversation without, stepping in and interrupting anyone. Okay, let's mix this up. That is very, very full too. me scoop this off the edge. Yeah, this is very, 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 very full. Yikesies. Come on, creamer. Jeez, mix up. Good Lord. Whoops. It is still like floating in the top of it. Finally. It's mixing up, I think, now. It's melting. Or breaking up. But come on, jeez. Nope, there's still floaties in it. I hate floaties in my drinks, y'all. And I will stir it until it stops floating. I hate floaties in my drink. It's disgusting. I can't stand that. It's gross. Oh, God dang it. Would you please mix up? Jeez. Oh, come on. Freaking break up. Break up. Break up. This is gross. I'm doing this barehanded because it's not breaking up with the spoon. Sheesh. Yuck. There we go. Oh. Dadgummit. Stupid creamer. Stop it. Stop making me do this with my hand. Thank God it's just me drinking this. There. Is it broke up now? Thank God. Well. Tell you, this is annoying. I got sticky fingers now because of this daggum coffee creamer not listening and breaking up. Now I gotta wash my hands, y'all. Ugh, yuck. I had to literally break up clumps because it was not mixed. It was not melting right, like mixing up right. I used some of my dish soap. I don't have any hand soap out here. Jeez. So I might have to bring you guys in, sit you down on my armrest because I think the dork butt is in the way. So I'm going to take you guys in, sit you down, and then come back and get the coffee because it's very full. Excuse me. Because I have to go get it because it's very full. Oh, he wasn't on there, so I could have brought it, but that's okay. Yeah, when I think he's on there, he's not. When I think he's not, he is. So it goes. Okay, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab my last cup of coffee for the day. My last bit of 8 o'clock yummy. And I hope I like this. Ooh. And this thing is very, 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 very full. Ooh, cinnamon. Ooh, cinnamon yum. All right, Granny, this was yours. Ooh, yum. Mmm, yum, yummy. Ooh, temperature dropped in here. Hi, Granny. And I have no shame in admitting it. I know she's standing there. Yum, Granny, yummy. 8 o'clock coffee with cinnamon toast creamery. Yum. That's a staple. That's always been a staple, but it's definitely a staple now. It goes so good with 8 o'clock. Oh my gosh, yum. Yum. I wonder if Granny loves cinnamon toast. I don't know. I'll have to ask Nana. Well, I'm sure Nana will tell us if when she hears this. Yum. Cinnamon toast? Yes, please. Yum. That is really good. And this is one that Tiger couldn't have been around because it has cinnamon in it. She's allergic. God, that's so good. Yum. But yeah, and I will say this as an update. They even said something about me going there and recording stuff for Far Out, and I'm going, we got major problems though with that. Because they went out and got me a microphone and everything to record, excuse me, for Far Out. But there's a problem. Because they said something about me possibly using one of the cat houses, to record in. Well, there's a problem. And this is what I told Samantha. Here's the problem. I don't have mugs there, like big giant mugs. I'd have to get some. 2, I don't have a coffee maker. I'd have to get a Keurig there. And a coffee pot, if I do like pots of coffee. And, that stuff. I don't have the supplies. Now, I don't mind bringing the K-Cups. I don't mind bringing K-Cups from home each day or whatever, like whenever I go. If I was to go, hypothetically speaking, if I was to do that, I wouldn't mind bringing a K-Cup, but I would not want to have to carry a mug and carry a coffee pot with them. Because that would be just crazy. That would be just nuts. I wouldn't want to load up the Keurig because I'd have to clean out the reservoir. I'd have to, you know what I'm saying? That'd be kind of just off the wall. So yeah, that would not be a good idea. I appreciate them, trying to get a mic and everything, but the problem is, that's one thing, but how would I get the coffee pot there? How would I get the mugs there? Because I have to have a giant mug. It's just me. You know what would be fun? What? You should joke Edie about that and go, because Edie's one of them that's pushing it, right? Yeah. You should joke her and go, what should I do about the mugs? That would be cool if we could get, that way I don't have to, always do that. It'd be fun to get some big mugs that, I could use, things like that. Exactly, because, be like, I have to have the coffee pot. I don't want to be lugging that thing back and forth each week or whatever if I did that. And 2, it's one thing because... And the thing is, I wouldn't be able to upload it there either, out there, because I'd have to bring it home anyway to do it. Because internet out there, I don't think works very well. I don't know. I would have to go and experiment and see how long it would take one to upload. Go there for a visit real quick and because I can record there no problem with Backpack. I can tape a vlog without internet. I don't have to have internet to tape it, but I have to have Wi-Fi to upload. I'd have to come back inside the building, go somewhere private and upload it. because I'd have to come in, connect to their Wi-Fi, upload the vlog if I was to do that there too. And I could bring a couple different ones in different areas, like get, you know what I'm saying? Like I could, if I was to do that. I mean, there's so many like barriers that they've got to conquer first before they can even consider doing that. Because I don't even have any of those things. You know, I don't have the stuff I need for Far Out at the building. I don't have a Keurig. I don't have a coffee pot, like a regular coffee pot to do just, you know, a regular pot of coffee. I don't have creamers. I don't have because if you do, for example, certain ones, I'd have to stick with powders if I was out there because I don't have there's not a fridge out there to put liquid creamers in it. There's so many barriers that they have to break first, technically, for me to even consider doing that because, and it's not that I'm trying to really fight them on it, but I'm like, there's so many things that they've got to do because I'm not going to sit there and lug all that crap in there every week. No. They've got to figure that out because whether it's borrowing it or what, I mean, I don't know. You know, that's my biggest hurdle is I don't want to lug a freaking ceramic mug in there every week. That's breakable. I mean, not that I'd have a problem being in Samantha's car with a mug, but it's like, I don't want to break one of these mugs. I love these little mugs. Not really little mugs, but I don't want to break one of my mugs. I don't want to transport them and break one. You know what I'm saying? Because I would be devastated. You know, it's like, yeah, what are we going to do about that? Put that in an audio file for Edie and send it to her. And like explain to her, look, Edie, I appreciate what you guys are doing, but there's a lot of things that's got to happen here. Because you suggested where I could go, but there's a problem. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's like, I could bring the coffee, no problem. That I could bring unless they wanted to, you know, to do that. But the thing is, I, myself, you know, it's, yeah. That's, you know, it's like, I can't do that, y'all. Because I'm not going to be cleaning up a Keurig every week and bringing it in there. That's a pain in the bootay. And I'd have to see too, honestly, and here's another thing, I would have to play with that mic because I don't know if it'll work with my phone or not. I don't know. I've never used an external mic with my iPhone, so I'd have to play with that too. That'd be interesting. So that'll be something different to do. But like I said, that's not my biggest hurdle. My biggest hurdle is what do I do about a coffee pot? And a coffee, you know, a K-pod thing and a coffee pot, because that's what I have here. What would I do about the mugs? Because I use giant, once you're done with it, do the file real quick, and like tap it so she hears it. Yeah. Like what do I do about those giant mugs for safety? So like if I'm walking around. And the creamers, like, because I use both. I use powder and liquid. I wouldn't be able to bring the liquid with me. Powder I could transport, but I wouldn't really want to transport it because it does, you know, it does sometimes pop open, depending on what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm open to doing recordings at other places, but there's got to be something going on. There's got to be, you know, But, you know, I don't have the supplies to do it. I do here, I don't there. You know, I can be open to doing things, but, I mean, not that I will, but I'm just going to tell them, look, here's the problem. And it's not saying I'm going to do it, but if they're wanting me to do it, they're going to have to help provide some stuff. Because I can't legit, you know, transport all that. Because I'm not transporting no great big mug like this. I don't want to break these. These are $27 for 2. No way in hell do I want to transport these babies and break one. These things are fragile. I mean, if it's anything like what Christy is getting, heck, transporting it would be a nightmare. Because what Christy has for my birthday, heck, it seems like you barely touch the thing and it breaks. Is it real thin or what? I don't know, honey. Jeez. But yeah, it's like, so it's like I'm terrified to transport these because these are not cheap. And then I'd have to go and buy me another one. No, I am not going to. I mean, I wouldn't mind buying me another set of them, maybe a different color, and leaving them there as long as they were locked up at night. You know what I'm saying? Like if they took them and locked them up somewhere, because I wouldn't leave them in the freaking cat house. I wouldn't mind budgeting in the mugs. Now, budgeting in coffee pots would be a different story, or, you know, unless it's a cheap Mr. Coffee or something, like the actual pot. But to budget in another freaking Keurig, oh, hell no. I could budget in some of it. But there's no way in hell I would budget in a freaking Keurig again. If they could get, you know, if there's a cheaper one I could probably get, that's fine. But then they would have to help me, depending on what it looks like, they would have to help me adapt it, which Samantha would, Edie would. Because I would tell them to just put it somewhere where nobody can touch it and then put, you know, buttons on it or whatever that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? Like, or get a K-Duo. I mean, I've had one before. I would not mind using it again, even though it drives me insane. I wouldn't mind doing that. Because it would do a pot and a, you know, cup. I wouldn't mind using a K-Duo. I've done it before, even though it drives me to drinking, because it would only be like one day every couple, you know, every month, you know, a couple days a month, maybe, if that's what they wanted. But, you know, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's no way I'm going to transport all that stuff. Like I said, I wouldn't mind budgeting in a set of these mugs, but they have to lock them up. That would be the deal. Because these things are not freaking cheap. But they're thick. They're real thick mugs. I mean, like I said, but I just don't want to transport them. You know, they're thick. I wouldn't mind getting a set. I wouldn't mind buying me another set of these mugs at all to take there. You know, to transport them there in the box. But they would have to lock them up. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they've got to figure out what they're going to do about the other stuff, like the creamer thing and the coffee thing, you know, the coffee pot thing. Because I don't have an extra one to take, to just leave there. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm just thinking out loud because you know how Granny is. She loves to see things thrive, and you know. Geez, would that be funny though? That'd be weirdest sounding quality ever. Yeah, I would. But there would be probably a fan, and I probably would have some visitors, depending on if they end up happening to put some over there. Duh. Well, at least you wouldn't get in trouble, really, because you wouldn't be breaking HIPAA with them. And two, it'd be audio anyway, so it's not like you'd see the animal. True. I mean, it's not like you would see them.
you wouldn't, you know, it'd be audio. True. So it's not like, you know. And then, you know, if one of them wanted to sit with you or something, like, let's say they didn't put any in there and you just brought one of the puppies out there or something and they sat with you or something and hung out. That way they're not by themselves. True. I mean, who knows what they'll have you doing? Because you know how they were. They loved hearing you talk all the time. Yeah, the puppies? Yeah, they did. And that one's still there. Yeah. Or she wouldn't walk out there. She won't even walk around the building, hardly. Poor thing. She's terrified to do anything. She's just so... She's petrified. She doesn't want to walk or nothing. She's just like... This I heard this from Chrissy, by the way, Mom. She's like, this one dog that I used to work with, she's still there. And she will not walk. She just is like, no. She just doesn't want to do anything. She just like lays around. And Chrissy don't know what to do. She's just beside herself. But yeah. And like, that's what they want me to do, guys, is the place that I used to work at wants me to come out there and do far out a couple times a month. But that's the problem. I can't because I don't have the stuff there. So it's like, y'all, that's a little difficult to do because I don't have the stuff there to do that. And Granny would be the type that would be like, you know, talking about forgiving. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, about that. Well, Granny, there's a problem. There's a barrier, a few of them. I don't know what to do about them. That would be on them to figure that out too. I mean, I can give ideas, but that's all I can do. It's just, I can't just, you know. I mean, Granny, I'm sure wouldn't have liked how things ended last year, but that would have made Granny very upset. But at the same time, it's like, they're wanting me back, but the problem is they got the one thing, but, there's things that's and Samantha knows. I've already told Samantha. I was like, there's problems here. And I don't know if Samantha told Edie the problems, but that's the problems. Why I can't come out there until we figure some things out, LOL. Edie, you got ideas, darling. You got an idea of where to record at, but the problem is, there's another problem. Edie's a gooberhead. She is. Edie's a kook. That's what she is. Edie, I don't know. Edie's a kook head. That's what she is. She's a kook. Edie's a kook. I can tell her that too. She's a kook. But yeah, Edie, I don't know. I mean, it's one thing to have a microphone, that's fine. It's one thing to have a recording place, but the problem is, I mean, I could do a match made in heaven there, easily, because I could just take the other phone and run ambiances. That's fine, I could do that easily. But the coffee thing, yeah, no, that ain't gonna work. And see, and I told them, I said, they hurdled one, they broke one barrier, because I said, there's a couple things that I thought of, but I didn't get to talk to her much about the rest of it. But I was like, there's one big barrier that's a problem, and that's HIPAA. I said, if I'm in the building, you know, it would have to be, if I'm there, it would have to be a place where the people can't just walk in and go, hi. I can't be in the same room with them because I don't want to record them without permission first.
that would be a bad thing. Now, and that's when they said, well, they could fix up one of the cat houses. But then I thought of the other barriers of the creamer, the mugs, and the coffee pot. There's a problem. I have to have that out there, otherwise that's not going to work. And then the other problem, the other big problem I just thought of too, is a bathroom. Because that crap will go through me so bad. And if I don't have, because the bathroom is like in the building, not in the cat house. So, I mean, there's the other barrier. There's a few things they'd have to figure out first. Because, yeah, it's one thing to fix up a cat house, but at the same time, I'd have to walk all the way from the cat house, which is, I'd say it's a few yards away, to go to the bathroom. And, yeah, I would have to have something because, yeah, I would probably have an accident by the time I got there. And I'm not meaning that to be graphic, guys, but I'm just, like, because coffee goes through me really fast. And if I drink, like, a cup of coffee or a couple cups of coffee, I'm in trouble. So I've got to explain to Edie, this is what's going on. I love, you know, that they want to be a part of Far Out. I love that. Okay, I do. I love that they want to try to help with it. But there's some problems. We got to talk things out as a group here and figure out what we can do about it. Because, yeah. Because, I don't know. There's so many things that's like, because I just thought of that last thing. Because, yeah, that'd be a bad idea. And like I said, to upload it, I'd have to come back in to the building, which that wouldn't be a problem. That wouldn't be a problem because I could just get them to give me their Wi-Fi, which Tiger would. I know she would for a fact because they do it for Willie. And that way he can, you know, do his thing. But then I could sit there and I could put it together and run it in the building and then upload it. It wouldn't be that hard. And you know, I could do that. I could, you know, drink a couple cups in the morning or a cup in the morning or whatever, and then I could just come back in and there you go. Or I could put it together out there and come back in and upload it. Either way, it works. Because, see, they wouldn't transport, she would. So that part's already taken care of. The transportation situation's already taken care of. It'd be her. But the problem I'm having is being there, what would I use for equipment? And, you know, because the microphone, that's one thing. But then you have the bathroom situation, because coffee goes through me like meow. And also, you know, the mugs, the creamer, the coffee pot. Those are the 4 things that I've got to figure this stuff out, because I don't want to really have to every couple times a month transport a freaking coffee pot, because I don't want to carry something with, you know, water in the bag and, you know, make a mess. Is there even plugs out there? I'm assuming so, because Willie goes out there, so... Oh, okay, yeah. Because I'm assuming so, because I think they put a TV in one of them. Because Willie goes out there. So, yeah, I'm assuming there's plugs out there. Because if Willie's using a TV out there, I'm assuming so. Okay. We just got to figure out what the heck to do about them, you know. And like I said, just put, because I can get the mugs. I have no problem budgeting in a pair of mugs. I have no problem with that. of course, it'll be not next month, but May, because next month I have to get the daggum stupid freaking stuff for the daggum stove, so I couldn't do it next month. But you know, I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't have a problem getting me another pair of mugs. Now I wouldn't, of course, unpack them. I'd transport them that way, because they put them, they wrap them pretty good in the thing, the foam. That's what they should have done with what I got you. They should have put it in foam. Got that right. Jeez, especially if it's real fragile. Jeezy whiz. Anyway, but then the problem is getting a coffee pot, getting well, and again, well, they do have water going through, so I could use water out there. I just thought of that because they watered them outside. Because I was about to say, wait a minute, never mind. They do have water. But the problem is, where would I put the creamer? Like, because I'd have to have the powder one probably, because they don't have a fridge out there, I don't think. Edie would have to correct me on that, because I'd have, like I said, I'm going to have to message her and be like, okay, Edie, here's the problems I'm having. Unless Edie has big mugs that are huge. And I'll explain the size I usually use, because they have to be bigger than 24 ounces, because I usually drink 24, sometimes 48, depending on if I'm really thirsty and I do a couple episodes. But because today's been 48, at least, for this tribute, so. And Edie's pretty good at describing stuff too, so Edie's dangerous when you get her started. So if I explain my problems, Edie's pretty good at helping with that. I will give her credit for that. Edie's pretty good with situations. So yeah, we'll just see what she says. Because like I said, it's not that it's gonna happen, but who knows, honestly. Because down the road, there'll probably be days where I have to show up there, because she's going to have to, you know, we're going to do something in the evening, and she'll be closer, because her other individual is closer to that place than out here. So there might be days where I might have to go there, even if I just visit and hang out with the others. Like, let's say we go to a concert or something in that area or something like that. I don't know. But, you know, there's some big barriers there that we've got to break. We got one broken, that's the HIPAA thing. But the problem is, if I do record out there, it's the bathroom situation. That's a big, whoa, what's going to happen there? Because that stuff goes through me so freaking bad. Yikes. Especially if I have to use the cane the whole time, because cane slows me the heck down. I'd have to be sighted, guided, and ran. So I don't wet myself. And I'm saying that being funny, but I'm being serious at the same time. Because that's why I've had to pause this a few times, which I have to pause again, and I'll be right back, guys. Anyway, guys, I am back. And this thing has gone on for over 2 hours now, so I'm going to get out of here. We're going to play our closing song, sung again by Cousin Ender James. Of course, we virtually say that because, you know, we like to give them names since we don't really know who the AI is. So we virtually pretend it's, you know, some of our family helping us out. So Cousin Ender James is going to take over right now, and he's going to sing our closing song for Granny Lib. And we will see you back here again next time on YouTube, and we hope you have a blessed day. Goodbye, everyone. And we love you, Granny.
At 7:15 in the morning, we could smell the 8 o'clock coffee as it brewed. She had biscuits and gravy, and even fried eggs too. Granny lived, she stood there smiling, with her big bright eyes shining brightly. The love she had for her precious family, she never took it lightly. Granny's Bible sat on the table, and y'all, her faith, it did not roam. Now on this earth we are grieving, because today God called His angel home. Granny lived, she loved her family, even though she did not know. She never met me and sweet Christy. Oh dear God, we miss her so. She loved to laugh at me and Mommy, and the goofy times we would share. One thing Granny always wished for was for me to come down there. Granny's Bible sat on the table, and y'all, her faith, it did not roam. Now on this earth we are grieving, because today God called His angel home. Granny lived, we know you're safe now, and you're not suffering anymore. Though you're gone, please never forget our love for you is forevermore. You were me and Mommy's greatest support, and we miss you, Granny, so much. We miss you and God bless you. We wish we still had your precious touch. Granny's Bible sat on the table, and y'all, her faith, it did not roam. Now on this earth we are grieving, because today God called His angel home. Granny's Bible sat on the table, and y'all, her faith, it did not roam. Now